Okay, so got that load in and moved some more stuff around so I could try to get that one emptied out and organized. Put all this other stuff in there. I had to wait a while. There were some people wanting to rent, and they came up on bicycles and they didn't even wear face masks. So I was right on the office to wear a face mask. And then when I tried to go in the door, the girl wouldn't move. I stand there and wait while she's yip-yapping. I mean, like I wasn't standing there for my freaking health. But, you know how people are. These tourists, no respect. So, finally, I waited for about 15 minutes. I mean, I wish the girl would tell me. But she won't. Because that's the second time I've had to wait like that. So I finally, after about 15 minutes, I just told her. She was still fooling with those people. I just told her to let me know before she left so I could pay her. And I brought her exact change. They don't keep really any money on the property. So she was really excited. I brought her exact change. I don't normally pay people in cash, but that's what I gave her. But she gives me a receipt right there on the spot. So unlike some of the other storages I've had that never give a receipt, or to give you the wrong receipt or something. So, got that taken care of for a minute. And I've got that one storage about half moved around, so I'm pulling certain stuff out to try to get in the back of the other storages so that I can start really seriously getting that stuff stacked up and loaded. See how much room I've got, because there's some stuff I'll have to access for my work and stuff, but it's got to be towards the front. So, oh, I'm so tired. It's hot in there, and I think they only turn the air on when they're there. So gotta go back some more stuff up and see if I can get some more loads in tonight, because we're getting close. I'll tell you an interesting story. Be careful about mechanics. A long time ago, I had a big giant Mercury in Oklahoma. And my aunt had this favorite mechanic, Michael Brown, out in Salina. Same guy that clipped me for many thousands of dollars a few years later. That he wanted to borrow and stole, but anyway. So I had to take the car out there because it was running crappy. And so he suggested pulling the training kit down, so okay. So then they I can't remember, they picked me up and brought me back out to get the car, or they brought the car to me. I think I got a ride, or they picked me up and brought me back out to get the car. And see, his son used to work with him, Mike Brown Jr. And so he had done a majority of the work on my car, and he had, you know, he was the one that put the kit in and then closed it up and supposedly refilled it. But anyway, so I go to drive the car, and I have to drive about, 35 miles. And so when I get back, I call him and I said, Mike, I said, this car drives like a Clydesdale horse. I said, it really drives bad. I said, I don't mean to be rude, but it drove better before you guys worked on it. So he's like, I can't imagine that. I said, well, I mean, I'm just telling you, it drives like a Clydesdale horse. It's really bad. And he said, well, you know, if you want, you can bring it back up tomorrow and we'll have a look at it. I said, that's fine. I said, I hope it makes it up there. So I brought it back the next day. And he's kind of mad because the car's come back. He thinks I'm just jerking with him. He's kind of fried because he's got other cars he's trying to work on. They did him out at his house. He has a big shop out at his house. And so, you know, I don't like when people get fiery and all that stuff for no reason. You know, I'm just a customer and my car's not running right. It doesn't make a difference whether they screwed it up or not. It's just not running right. So if there's something else that needs to be fixed, this needs to be done. You know what I'm saying? So I waited quietly and he took it out for a drive, come back, and he was bright red and mad as hell. And he looked at his son and he said, and his son was a real dippo. And his son says, huh? And he goes, what did you do? Learn how to freaking walk, man. These stupid people. They jacking around in a green light like it's a holiday parade. So anyway, he said, what did you do when you worked on his car? And he's screaming at him. And I'm just standing there. And so he puts the car up on the rack. He goes to take the pan down, and he's mad as hell. And he said he pulled that filter kit out, couldn't even see through it. And he said, did you use a damn pink rag to wipe this tranny down? And he goes, no. And he says, yeah, well, look at it. And he used a pink rag and wiped all the trans body down and wiped everything down. And all those lints from the pink shop rag had clogged up the filter on the brand new filter kit they put in. So now they've got to put a new filter kit in and put all the brand new fluid in and pray that it's clean. So that was really something else. And then, you know, I told him sorry. I said, I'd be happy to pay you again. I don't care. You know, as I hate you had to do the job over. He said, nope, it was his screw up and I'll eat it. And I was like, okay, I'm sorry. I said, you know, I mean, I was being honest. It was driving like a Clydesdale horse. Whether it was your guy's fault or it needed some other work, didn't make a difference. It just wasn't driving right. That's a big, heavy car to not drive right. You know what I mean? You don't want to get stuck out there because in Oklahoma, it's like woods. There's like no street lights unless you're right down in town. And most of the places I had to go when I had to go out to the lake to my aunt's house, it's pitch black. There's nothing and nobody out there, okay? It's like woods and very few houses. Totally country. But that's probably different now, though. I'm sure they've got a lot more out there because a lot of people were moving from California to Oklahoma because it's so reasonable. I mean, I left California. The cheapest rent was in Watts for $1,100, and I went to Oklahoma, and rent was like $400 for a nice place, and like $600 or $900 for the best. Yeah. So, yeah. So be careful and watch what mechanics do to your car, whether you're a girl or a guy, because accidents do happen, but ignorance is bliss for sure. I had a fiance named Lee Embry at one point, and he supposedly had MS. You know, that's another long story. And I hope that's not my car reeking. Something smells like oil, Brian, or something. Why not? There, everything burned. Overdrive off. I've never even seen that thing on. Let me see what it does. Wow, maybe it's been in overdrive. I didn't even notice that it had overdrive. I was talking to somebody about that today and said, God, this thing just drives so rough. Well, it drives a lot better. I don't even know. Come on, you guys, stop clowning. Drive the car. If it doesn't run, you need to park it. You got a cherry Firebird, old Firebird. And I don't know if it's not running or he's just jerking around. But anyway, yeah, and we took it. He had this brand new custom van with all the accessories on it and a wheelchair lift and all that. And we had taken it to, I think it was Walmart, to do an oil change. And we drove from Memphis to Tunica to the casinos. It's like an hour away. And because he wanted to go play at the casino, and we'd get a room there and everything. And guess what? The car smelled like oil and stuff, and we went to go check it while we were in the parking lot, and it was bone dry. That van was bone dry, no oil in it at all. They charged for an oil change and changed the filter, but didn't change the oil. They emptied the oil, but never put any back in it. Yeah. I had one time that I took my 77 Camaro to this shop to have them do the tranny fluid, as I used to do it like every 6 months. And I brought, you know, like 3 gallons of tranny fluid. I didn't know how much it took. And I think it had a Power Glide transmission in it. I can't remember. But anyway, I had to drive to Arkansas because I was getting ready to go to a new college. And I was starting to move out there and stuff. So I had my baby in the car and with me, driving at night, and I get part of the way through, you know, and I had to pull off, and I was kind of concerned because the middle hump, this thing shifted on the tree, but the middle hump was fire hot, and I couldn't figure out why that was so hot, you know. And so I took and went to check the fluid, and there's like snow on the ground and all that. It's so cold, and my baby's in the car seat. I go to check the fluid while it's running, and the damn thing is like all the way up the dipstick. I was so pissed. I called that guy at home and I said, look, I said, I've been driving this car most of the night. I think it was like 10 o'clock at night or something. And I said, how much tranny fluid did you put in my car? And he's like, well, you know, we just put tranny fluid in. I said, well, let me tell you something. I said, where's the rest of the tranny fluid that I bought? I mean, did you use all that? And he's like, well, I guess so. And I'm like, you didn't put 3 gallons of transmission fluid in my car. Really? I said, man, I was in tears. I thought they burned my transmission up. So do you know, I had to take the car in the snow, in the cold, with my baby in the car seat, open the door, cover her with blankets, my fur coat, crawl under this car. I had to drive it up on the curb because I had no way to get the car up off the ground. But I always have my tools. I had to drive one side of the car up on the curb so I could get under it because the car is so low profile. So I could dump some of the tranny fluid out of that bad baby. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Because I was going to cook that transmission complete. If I hadn't already done that. Oh, I was so mad. I was so damn mad. I couldn't believe the transmission fluid was like all the way up the stick. Like, really? So, always check your stuff after. You know? After they work on it, always check it. You don't have to stand over them because that pisses people off. And it makes them nervous, and then they'll really screw up and they get bad attitude, charge you more. Just for watching. But just, you know, check it after, before you even leave that shop. Because that's when they get you, is when you leave, and then you complain, and they go, why didn't you tell us while you were here? Well, because I trusted you to do the work. I paid you a bunch of money, and I imagined that you wouldn't rip me off. I trusted you. But don't trust them. Alright, let me go in here and get some more stuff packed and try to get it moved. I'm running out of time. Alright, I'll talk to you guys later. I hope that is some good advice that helps you with your future. And watch out for the tourist drivers and people playing on the telephone. Be careful on the road because people are not paying attention to real life right now in this day and age. It's very scary. Talk to you later. Love you.